Brothers War numbers are starting to come in for the single sales, and players have made their decision. It's bad. Really bad. Players continue to voice their concerns to Wizards with their wallet. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thanks again for hanging out with me on the channel today. A big shout out to each and every one of you who has hit that subscribe button, left a thumbs up, and putting comments in the comments section, letting your opinion be known. To all my regular viewers who are tuning in each and every day, my Patreon members who support the channel, as well as my YouTube membership members. We're only 200 subscribers away from hitting 14,000. If Wizards of the Coast and Hasbro thought that player anger was going to subside by now, they're wrong. And it's really starting to show when you're looking at the sales for Brothers War to date. At this time, when you're doing a Hot 10 video and a pre-release is around the corner, you really expect to see a certain level of sales. And they're not there. Not even close. When you compare any of my older videos, look at even Streets of New Capenna. Thousands upon thousands of even common cards selling on all kinds of platforms. Not even close. This Hot 10, Wizards should be embarrassed at this point. But really what this is players making their voices known. This is you guys out there saying, enough. Here is my pocketbook and I'm not opening it for you. I know players are still picking up singles. I was surprised by the Hot 10 for Sunday because the volume for the reserve list is actually pretty good this week. It's kind of scary. Watch that video tomorrow. You'll be surprised. But when you're looking at these sales, I do expect a certain number. A lot of these cards are very inexpensive when a new set comes out, and some are still trying to find their legs, and that's why we always used to say, wait the 90 days. This is just a whole different beast because players are fed up. They're not done. I feel like they're just grinding their heels in to make a point. And I don't know if Wizards is listening yet. I don't know if they've noticed because they have so many other things in the go. They've got, secret layers, but they have money coming from so many different revenue streams that I don't know if they've actually singled out a sales thing yet. Q4 is not done for this year. We don't know how it's going to pan out. You don't know who they're talking to. And really, is it talking mouths? Is it people just being yes men? We don't know that yet. But I know the players are speaking because I can look at those sales figures, add up the sales myself and go, wow. Stores are noticing it. Distributors are noticing it. I don't know why Wizards isn't yet. So on today's video, we're going to go through the Hot 10. I'll show you the sales figures, and there are some great sales. There's some great cards coming up. But these volumes are not where they normally are. You have to understand, number 10 would usually be at like 1,600 sales. And they're not even close, even if it's a low-end card, which it's not this week, which is surprising. But these are just facts. They're out there. Count them up yourself. Look at all the websites. Scary stuff. All right, guys, let's get to this. I'm glad you guys are making your voices known because Wizards needs to hear this stuff, and so does Hasbro. Let's get this party started. Let's go to number 10 and end at number 1. And I'm really curious to see what people's comments in the comments section are going to be because even I bought some pre-release singles because they were so cheap. Number 10 this week from the Brothers War is Mox Amber with 493 sales November 5th to the 11th. The average price is $36.21 US. The market price is $37.91 and a foil will run you $60 US. Guys, this is very interesting to see how this is playing out. But Mox Amber coming in at number 10, usually a card like this wouldn't even make the list, which shows me a lot of players are really happy to see the price on Mox Amber so low that they can grab some copies of it. It's very fascinating. I myself am getting some. I know where you guys are at with cards like this. It does have a lot of playability, even if people didn't recognize it back in the day. Very great card. I can see why people are into it, but only 493 sales. Now the number 9 card, Teferi, Temporal Pilgrim, the Brothers War, 581 sales. The market price is $19.09. A foil is $18.88 US. And of course, it's €16.99 to get this card to your house. Here in Canada, it's around 25 bucks. But I don't like seeing Planeswalkers like this because they never hold their price. I don't like seeing that many sales because you know a card like this at number 5 is not going to hold. Planeswalkers are almost like a cheap Saga card nowadays. They get wiped out so quickly that it really doesn't matter. I've seen Super Friends decks that get wiped out all the time. I see individual Planeswalkers now taken out left, right, and center. They don't have any way of protecting themselves like they did back in the day, and Wizards has given so many kill spells that prices like this just don't hold, okay? That's why Jace the Mind Sculptor is not really a sought-after card like it used to be, because he gets killed instantly. And so will Teferi. Great artwork though, love the card, but it's not going to hold. And the sales are showing it. Players are not happy. Number 7, Mirel, Shield of Argiv, 621 sales. Market price $20. Foil is $28.21 US. €13, 12 cents to get this card to your house. A very good card. I like this one. Again, I don't think the price warrants where it should be at right now. I think it's going to continue to fall. But again, notice the Human Soldier. They're definitely going with wanting to put a soldier theme in there and soldier construction, just like they did for Dominaria United. These are all kind of things that will link together over time to make very effective commander decks. It may not happen yet, but it is going to happen when you mix it with a few of the old reserve list cards that are really cheap, by the way, especially in the current market state. A card like this will continue to fall in price. Now, number 7, Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor. Okay, again, this price is not going to hold. It's starting to dip now. I look at it and I say it's going to be a fun card. I like the fact it's 3 for 3/3. Love the artwork. It just looks so creepy and it kind of brings back nostalgic memories. But when you look at the sales for a number 7 card, it only has 708 sales. You're only talking $1,400, $1,500. That's not a lot of money. That's for single sales that I've counted. This is nowhere near where I expected to be for a card like this. And it just shows players are just so disappointed in Hasbro and in Wizards right now. Number 6. All right, we have Torch's Welcome. Now, this isn't a card I expected to see on the list at all. 796 sales. Taking a closer look at the card, it is an enchantment. 1 white, 2 other. In case you guys aren't familiar with all these cards, whenever 1 or more creatures with mana value 3 or less enters the battlefield under your control, draw a card. This ability only triggers once per turn. So it's a little card draw ability. It's very cool. 1 or more creatures. I like it. And interesting enough, this card may have a little bit of use based on if you can use it with flash on somebody else's turn or in a multiplayer game. Being able to flash creatures in will be an interesting side gamut of being able to draw extra cards. I wonder if that will actually play out very well in Commander. Now our next card is Liberator Urza's Battle Thopter. Now 1,012 sales is around 1/3 the normal sales for a pre-release at this point. So we're minus 2,000 sales at this time on a pre-release. Now, this is a 3 casting cost 1/2 with flash, which means it will work with Torch's Welcome, and it has flying. You may cast colorless spells and artifact spells, although they had flash. Interesting, right? After this hits the battlefield, you can use to cast another creature on somebody else's turn. Very, very fun card. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast a spell is greater than the Liberator's power, it comes in with a +1/+1 counter. It's going to come in with a +1. It's very cool. I like this card. I don't know how well it's going to play, but I think for its secondary ability of flash and stuff, that's what people will be using it for. But it's missing a lot of sales. Now our next card is the Haywire Might. Now this card has 1,250 sales, not far off what we just saw for the Liberator, but it's the number 3 card this week from Brothers War. It's a 1 casting cost 1/1. When it dies, you gain 2 life. Typical thing we've seen on lots of creatures, but you can sacrifice it to exile, target non-creature artifact or a non-creature enchantment. I love that secondary ability. As an uncommon, this card will see a lot of play, and I'm just surprised the sales don't warrant the volume. It's just, for a buck something, you expected a lot more sales than we're seeing. It's $1.15 US. It's around $2.50 here in Canada. A very inexpensive uncommon at this point. Now the number 2 card, Lauren of the Third Path, 1,628 sales. This is something I would see in the number 5 slot, but we're not seeing it here. Players are really speaking loudly right now. I just don't know if Hasbro and them are listening, but it's loud to me. For those of us looking at it through the window, we're like, yeah, you're saying something when you see sales this low. This is a 2/1. And it's 1 white, 2 other with Vigilance. When Lauren of the Third Path enters the battlefield, destroy up to 1 target artifact or enchantment. Very nice. You and target opponent each draw a card. Again, imagine this in a Commander game. There are ways of making this kind of card work for you. Now, it's a human artificer, not a soldier, which would have been very nice if they'd done that, but I get it. Great card, good ability, low price. Like, this is not going to cost a lot of money. Expect to see this quite a bit in things like Arena, guys. If you're playing there, you're going to notice it. Now, let's get to the number one card. Let me show you guys the number one card, and look at these sales, okay? Here we go to number one. Diabolic Intent is the number one card, and it didn't even crack 2,000 sales. The market price is $11.92 US. A foil is $14.75. It's €9.15 to get this card into your house, and it's around $14 here in Canada. This card is interesting. I do like it, okay? But this thing should have like 3,000-4,000 sales. It has half of that. As an additional cost to cast this spell, sacrifice a creature. Not too hard to do nowadays. Search your library for a card and put that card into your hand, then shuffle, okay? It is sorcery, so it works just like a Demonic Tutor, which is great for things like my Throw Bowl deck. This will be finding a home instantly as another way of tutoring, because I have so many ways of sacking. So this is definitely, to me, geared toward Commander, not toward what we're seeing in Brothers War. This is a Commander card waiting to be used. I find this very fascinating, though, that the anger, although I am hearing it actually. I'm still getting a lot of emails each and every day from all of you, but just the way you can see the results in the sales. It's creeping in there. It's just slowly seeping in when you see half the normal volume. You know stores are cutting orders. This says volumes. Volumes for the player base to say, Wizards, had enough. Thanks a lot, man. I'll play with what I've got. I've moved on, I'm doing something else. I'm going bowling on Friday night with Moxman, having some nachos and cheese. That's where I feel we're at. And yes, you can take me bowling, and yes, you can buy me nachos and cheese. So thanks a lot for being here, guys. Thanks for tuning into the Hot 10 video this week. Let me know what you think in the comment sections. And thanks again for everyone hitting that subscribe button. We are getting close, and I can't wait till we get to 15,000. Hey guys, a big shout out to each and every one of the fantastic patrons on my channel for making this possible, for the content. You guys are awesome. Thanks for the support. You guys made it to the end. Thanks for being here. You know what? We're going to take this Scourge pack and we're going to put it, where is it? Right there. Into the 20K bin, because we deserve a little treat today because we're getting this close to 14,000. I can't wait till I reach my personal goal of 15,500. That's my personal goal. Shh, don't tell anyone. I have a little goal set for myself, and if I can reach it, it's because of you guys. It's awesome. Anyway, stay chill, stay cool. See you guys soon. See you at the live stream, and of course, I will see you guys on Monday because there's a lot to talk about.